compared to all the batteries Mum's used, you could power Furby for up to 10 times longer with just one pack of Duracell Ultra Power. Because one Duracell can outlast up to 10 leading zinc batteries. Duracell lasts longer, up to 10 times longer. And because every child deserves a happy Christmas, this year Duracell are helping to power smiles for the children supported by Barnardo's. Like Duracell, you can help too. Go online to see how.
Fucking Asbo, fucking Crasbo, rep it from here to fucking Glasgow.
Antisocial behaviour orders have been handed out in their thousands.
I said, what's an Asbo? He says, a badge of honour. I said, oh, yeah, I'll have one of those.
But more people break their Asbos than obey them.
I don't like people telling me what to do. It gets on my nerves.
Most Asbos try to tackle crime.
They had something like 36 convictions of robbery.
But they've also been used to stop nuisance sheep, egg thieves, and even noisy sex.
You get to a point where the bed's banging on the wall, then you don't stop, do you?
If there was an Asbo to stop me doing anything, guarantee they'll find it. If they could stop me tying my shoelaces, they would.
This is Asbo and Proud.
People around here know me because I'm a little shit.
Meet Anna Matson. She's a 20-year-old little scoundrel with a 2-year Asbo.
I don't like people telling me what to do. It gets on my nerves. It's not my fault that some people find me threatening.
Anna's track record of bad behaviour is as long as your arm. But the Asbo came from two particular bits of bother. First, she tied up a church door so worshippers couldn't get out.
I was just stood there like laughing, but they obviously didn't see the funny side of it, so...
Then she threw stones at a flower pot in the garden, and the elderly lady living in the house needed an ambulance.
I'm not saying it's fun giving someone a heart attack, just had a bit too much drink, things went too far.
Anna lives in Oxford, and the antisocial behaviour orders banned her from 3 square miles of the city, so she doesn't bump into the heart attack victim.
Where apparently the lady was worried about seeing me, they blocked off all the roads over here. This one I'm not allowed down. Like, this is gate I can't go past. Just because I'm not allowed on these roads, it does not mean that I might not bump into her. And they said, well, if the lady sees you, she might feel alarmed, harassed and distressed. Oh, fucking get over it. When I got the Asbo, I thought I was going to hit someone. I was just getting drunk. I was just getting angry at people. Oi! Oi.
But mate Rosie doesn't see much wrong with Anna's antics.
She's a handful, but she's all right, yeah.
A handful? It's trouble, innit? We were proper little shits, but I think...
Little shits, we were worse than that. We should have got arrested ages ago.
As soon as I've had a couple of drinks, that's it, like, I think trouble automatically comes.
And Asbo ain't gonna stop her. If she wants to do something, she'll do it at the end of the day.
Asbos like the one Anna's got have been around since 1999. 24,000 have been dished out by magistrates to tackle behaviour they've ruled is antisocial. Break them and you could be sent to jail. But Anna's not changing for anyone.
I'm not gonna let some courts tell me that I have to change because of this Asbo. I'm gonna still do what I do. How I act, if I swear or whatever, I'm not gonna stop doing that just because they don't like it. If people don't like it, then they move away from me. I don't see why they should call the police. Why should I stop being me?
%86% of all Asbos have been slapped on men, and a third of them were juveniles. But Wayne Baines's antisocial behaviour order was remarkable. He was one of Britain's youngest ever Asbos, getting a 4-year order when he was just 12.
I was on the Asbo for violence, criminal damage, theft, burglary.
Wayne and his mates were up to no good in Chorley, a Lancashire town that they call Asbo Central.
I used to be here every week. when I was younger. Every week. Stuff like assault, battery, robbery, mainly robbery. I had something like 36 convictions of robbery on my record at one point.
One of the mates that Wayne hangs out with is Jamie Smith. He had 2 Asbos as a teenager. Now he's in trouble again, and he could be in line for a 3rd. Both men say their Asbos didn't cut it.
Yeah, there's loads of restrictions on it, but some of them are ridiculous. Because I committed one crime with like a balaclava on. Like, I weren't allowed to wear anything to disguise my face. So then police knew who I was wherever I went. I weren't allowed in town on mine. I wasn't allowed in a group of 3 or more. I was stood at a bus stop and I got arrested one day for being with like 8 people who I didn't even know. Now I never get bail when I go to the police station because I've breached that many times. I don't think it's helped anyone who's ever been on one who I know.
It's not helped me.
It's not.
It's not helped me.
It's just made them commit more crime.
It's not helped you.
The crime rates that go up when you're on one. So what's the point? Shit, anyway, no kids play with it.
But Asbos aren't all about the Annas and the Waynes of this world. In this Asbo nation, there are orders that some might think are bizarre, to say the least.
Yeah.
Like controlling a farmer's roaming sheep.
Kept getting arrested every day. And I think I had about 230 breaches of Asbo.
Don't you start hissing at me.
Like stopping a bird lover nicking eggs. And even silencing a woman who enjoyed sex so much, she made more than a bit of a racket.
Obviously, if you get to a point where you might be making a lot of noise or the bed's banging on the wall, then you don't stop, do you?
This is a view you've never seen before. This is our bionic bar. This is part spaceship, part cruise ship. This changes everything. Until the 31st of January, our 2015 European cruises are all inclusive, atoll protected.
In the Army, we can train you for hundreds of different roles. With thousands of jobs available now, there's more than one way to be the best. Apply now. Search Army jobs.
At B&Q, we've got loads of great paint offers to unleash your inner painter. Like Dulux 2.5 litre standard coloured emulsion. Get 2 tins for just £22. Or all Crown 2.5 litre standard coloured emulsion, now better than half price. Grab a tin for just £9. And if that hasn't got your brush tingling, you should see what else we've got in store. So roll on 2015 and get that resolution done. Unleash the B&Q in you.
Tonight, everyone is looking for the same man. Praised by many, respected by all. This man has money, power, and influence. He sets clear priorities. That's why he's gone home tonight to watch a movie with his family.
Introducing Match Dance Classes, one of lots of ways to meet people doing something you enjoy. Match.com. Join free today.
Just want to get out of town.
Hello, yeah.
Things on me fucking hell, lad.
It's another day on the streets of a Lancashire town that these lads call Asbo Central. Wayne Baines, one of Britain's youngest ever Asbos, is hanging out with some of his mates.
We're the biggest and the baddest.
And one of them is rapper Tony Ryan.
Now I live my life a little different, autonomous, still I'm straight grimy, fuck a Jesse Johnny-less.
Tony's a dad of one who has done time, although he's never actually had an Asbo. When he started causing trouble, they hadn't been invented. Now Tony, a.k.a. Montana, is using music to escape that life of crime.
You I just blaze days and ways, been in a mental maze for decades off this haze. Pa, 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 pa.
VIP. Victor.
Wayne got a 4-year Asbo when he was just 12 years old. But round here, that's really nothing special.
Asbos are full of shit, to be honest, mate. That's what they are. Fuck an Asbo, fuck a Crasbo, rep it from here to fucking Glasgow. Bang the mash, bro, with no mask, though.
That just caused unnecessary problems for me, that.
Nobody sticks to him, do they? So it's stupid, really.
So you just want to arrest him more when you're on him? You become a target?
You say like we've been targeted for nothing. We've not. We've been targeted because we're little bastards. That's why we were targeted.
Fucking hell, I... Fucking hell, man.
When I was young, innit, I wanted to make a name for myself. Of course I did. Everyone did, innit?
If you're born into a shitty family and you don't make a name for yourself, you had a bad name from day one. Yeah. From the day you popped out your mum's fucking arse cheeks.
I've only had one Asbo in my life. I wouldn't say I'm proud of it now, but I might. It's like I got a bit of fame as a child, innit? So I'm saying everyone knew me, everyone seen me in the papers. Just I didn't care about anything, didn't care about hurting anyone. It was my own choice. I wanted to do that. I'd like to say I've learnt my lesson, but I still commit crimes, so I'll be contradicting myself a little bit. I don't think any of us have. Once you commit crime, you are always going to commit crime, aren't you?
In Oxford, despite her Asbo, Anna Matson's also been out and about with her mates, living it large. And for Anna, trouble's never too hard to find.
This is where we went yesterday to drink, and then went over to the Westgate where it all kicked off. We were stood over there on the balcony, listening to music, talking, having a drink. We weren't shouting at people, and then security guards come and be like, you got to move, you're blocking the fire exit. We said, no, we're not blocking the fire exit. He looked at me up and down like a piece of shit, so I've asked him, why are you looking at me like that? He goes, oh, what? What are you going to do about it? It's like trying to start an argument. It's kicked off, and then next thing you know, you've got a riot van, you've got police cars.
How mental was it?
Fucking mental. It was really crazy.
Anna's antics mean another charge for disorder and a temporary ban from Oxford's Westgate shopping centre. And whenever cops are around, she thinks they're only after her.
Boy, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Why, what's happened?
Did you not see that police car go past? All them staring, looking with their massive grin out the side. Oh, they just anger me. See, they don't even have to speak to me to anger me. It's a bit weird how all of a sudden I'm down here and we see, what, a couple of police cars and some vans go past. Not good. I just stand here. If they do anything, and they can't say nothing to me. They just want a reaction. They know if I'm out having fun, they stop and search me. I'll get wound up, especially if I've had a drink. I don't know. If there was an Asbo for absolutely to stop me doing anything, guarantee they'll find it. If they could stop me tying my fucking shoelaces, they would.
Anna's not alone in dissing Asbos. 60% of them are breached. But in our Asbo nation, it's not all about young tearaways.
I don't know, we didn't have sex in the kitchen, did we?
No. Caroline Cartwright was given a 4-year Asbo for making too much noise in the bedroom department with Steve, her husband of more than 30 years.
You couldn't keep your hands off me, could you?
Right, you wish.
Sometimes it's hot and heated.
It's probably me, isn't it, more than you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All my legs.
Caroline lives in Tyne and Weir, next to a neighbour who couldn't stand the noise.
This is where it all happened.
What's left of it?
That's what I know, what's left of it.
It was a different bed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We broke that one, I think, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We had a metal headboard on the bed then, and that used to bang on the wall.
There's no carpet, so when you have sex, the bed goes back and forward
And obviously, if you get to a point where you might be making a lot of noise or the bed's banging on the wall, then you don't stop, do you? As far as I'm concerned, that's what you should be doing. Just relax, go with the flow. It's not like it's not like I'm having sex and I suddenly think to myself, oh God, I'm making too much noise, I better be quiet.
I mean, we had the police to our house 30 times in 1 year.
Conditions of the Asbo were, was it not to... I wasn't supposed to make, what was it? Excessive, that was it, an excessive noise that could be heard inside a neighbouring property or outside. And I just said, I guess I'm going to get arrested then.
Caroline was arrested, and she even ended up in jail.
In fact, we were actually having sex when they came to arrest me, I think, probably, I think.
Oh, you just finished.
Had we?
Matthew Gonshaw also has a passion, but his is for birds.
See, the birds like me, really. See, look, she's waiting there for me. Hey, waiting. Don't you start hissing at me. I can talk to the birds. I can charm them out the trees, I can. I do a cuckoo sometimes, but I can't always do it. Can't do it. Quick! This is a tawny owl, isn't it? Quick! Woo!
But it's not the bird's song that floats Matthew's boat. What he really wants is their eggs. That's why, after being banged up 4 times for raiding nests, Matthew has given Britain's first wildlife Asbo to stop him in his tracks.
That's a kite, that is.
And one part of the order is a ban from the whole of Scotland during the breeding season for the rest of his life.
I think I've got a kite's nest.
That's why now he has to twitch close to his home in London.
At the end of the day, we're hunters, gatherers, aren't we? So hunting as a nest is the same type of thing. In the days of the caveman, we'd go out hunting wild animals to eat, wouldn't we? So it's hunting. A kite nest, a kite eyrie. To me, that'd be a hard climb, but I'd probably attempt it, take the whole clutch. That's how you collect eggs. It's like finding treasure.
What Matthew calls finding his treasure has been illegal for 60 years. But that didn't stop him becoming one of the UK's most prolific egg thieves.
When you get away and you think you're safe, you know, it's a good feeling, yeah, especially when you know you get home and you finally got the eggs and start gloating over the eggs yourself, you know what I mean? Gloating over the eggs, I've got them.
Matthew says his nest looting days are over. But when he was still at it, he'd take every egg home and add it to his big hoard.
I'm just going to demonstrate to you how we would blow an egg out in the field, like to get your booty safely back. Got 2 clutches of quail eggs here that come from a Wiltshire grassland. I flushed the quail off the eggs. No, I bought them really. Don't want to get in trouble for that. So you get a little pin, and you just carefully make a little tiny pinhole there, and then open the hole out. So normally what we'd use is a blowpipe. So the yolk's starting to come there. Most birds lay a repeat clutch anyway. That's their evolution of survival. To me, I'm just another predator to a bird. I could be a mink or a rat or a squirrel.
Matthew had a stash of more than 700 eggs, some from protected birds. Then they were seized by the cops.
I've got some pictures here of the eggs that they took from my flat. This is my birds of prey. These were buzzards and red kite. They were golden eagle there. That was a C3 golden eagle, which is quite rare. If you see a collection of clutches in a cabinet, no one could deny that they don't look nice to look at. These are avocet eggs. I ate all those when I blew them. Made omelettes out of them. Nice, yeah, but they didn't find it amusing at all. I didn't find it amusing at all. And fuck 'em all, you know what I mean? That's what I say, fuck 'em all.
Back in Chorley, one of Britain's youngest ever Asbos is taking a trip down memory lane.
Everyone who seems to get put on Asbo gets put in the newspaper first.
Wayne Baines wasn't even a teenager when his antisocial behaviour was making headlines.
That was a front page, that. Embarrassing, you can't even hide it. Like, people walk in shops, even though they're not buying papers, they still see the fucking front page. Everyone who didn't know me knew me as a criminal. And that was at 12. There you go. Basically, this is another one from when I was 15. And if you have a look here, it actually says 2 teenagers who robbed a group of youngsters at gunpoint in a Chorley Park have been caged. So basically, they're referring to us like animals. Since beginning of being on an Asbo, just spiralled out of control. No matter how many people tell you or how many people trying to help you, you don't listen to them. You just do your own thing. The more people tell you, the more you rebel against it, don't you?
In Gloucestershire, there's another man who's rebelled against an Asbo. But it wasn't Jeremy Audrey that was the nuisance. It was his sheep.
This is what got me into trouble, yeah? This is my flock of forest sheep. And they're happy out here. They lamb out here, and they just wander all over the forest.
Jeremy's 65 and a farmer born in the Forest of Dean, with an ancient right to let his flock of 100 sheep roam wherever they choose. A right bestowed on foresters since Roman times. But then the 21st century intervened, and an Asbo banned his animals from Breen, a village near his home.
You just got a few people come into the village, and then they want to change the way the foresters to live, and then they write letters to certain people, and then they end up giving me an Asbo, saying the sheep are causing a nuisance. I said, "What's an Asbo?" He says, "A badge of honour." I said, "Oh, is it? I'll have one of those." Away. Down. They put a red zone round the village, and the Asbo said I couldn't run sheep cross that red zone into the village. They didn't want the sheep in the villages because they was making a mess on the pavements. There's a woman live up the road here, didn't like the sheep walking up the road in night. She said they used to make a noise and wake her up. They used to bleep. That was the word she used. It annoys me to think a handful of people can cause you a lot of trouble. It's not locals, it's people to come in. If they don't like it, they put their shoes on and get walking. This is a local florist shop here.
I don't have a problem with the sheep. If I do have a problem with the sheep eating my flowers, I just phone you up and you sort it out, don't you?
That's right.
But Jeremy's errant flock kept getting him into trouble.
I think I had about 230 breaches of Asbo.
And those breaches eventually resulted in a suspended jail sentence.
It says on there, I've been a bad boy. I mustn't do it again. Bloody ridiculous. Yeah, people thought it was a joke. I said, it's not a joke, I got an Asbo. It's a power thing for the police, isn't it? Or the councils, it's a power thing. Yeah. They think they give somebody an Asbo, they can treat them like they want to treat them. Treat them like dogs. But this dog wasn't for cowering.
The Asbo has now expired, but Jeremy's troubles continue. The police have just seized 60 of his sheep, more than half his flock, at 3 in the morning. And they used a law from the year 1847 that allows them to impound stray cattle.
and they rounded the sheep up, drove them up through the wood and out onto the green at the top of the road and loaded them up there. As far as I'm concerned, that's stealing.
This is a view you've never seen before. This is our bionic bar. This is part spaceship, part cruise ship. This changes everything. Until the 31st of January, our 2015 European cruises are all inclusive, atoll protected.
In the Army, we can train you for hundreds of different roles. With thousands of jobs available now, there's more than one way to be the best. Apply now. Search Army Jobs.
At B&Q, we've got loads of great paint offers to unleash your inner painter. Like Dulux 2.5 litre standard coloured emulsion. Get 2 tins for just £22. Or all Crown 2.5 litre standard coloured emulsion, now better than half price. Grab a tin for just £9. And if that hasn't got your brush tingling, you should see what else we've got in store. So roll on 2015 and get that resolution done. Unleash the B&Q in you.
Tonight, everyone is looking for the same man. Praised by many, respected by all. This man has money, power, and influence. He sets clear priorities. That's why he's gone home tonight to watch a movie with his family.
Okay, you can stop laughing now.
Best laugh ever. If she's still into me after this, it'll be a miracle.
Unconventional, but I like his style.
If you don't like your imperfections,
Someone else will.
At Match.com, you'll find more ways to meet new people. Join free today.
10:30 in the morning, and I'm really not really with it at the moment.
It's a typical day in Oxford for Anna Matson.
You doing, crazy motherfucker? Oi.
She's on a 2-year antisocial behaviour order.
We've already had a bottle of vodka.
But it seems to be having absolutely no effect on a life of booze and legal highs.
Get off my face now. They fuck your brain up so bad, it's unreal.
And when Anna's brain's messed up, she inevitably finds trouble.
Oi, is this part of the Westgate? This part of the Westgate? Fuck's sake, man.
Walking through the shopping centre breaks her bail conditions.
Shit.
But for Anna, maybe that's just all part of the fun.
But blatantly just come out of the Westgate, though.
Were you not allowed in the Westgate?
No. What?
Okay, this whole story.
Oh, yeah, and that was court bail as well. Shit.
This
Oh, that's worse than police bail. Fuck that. What? Oh, yeah, there you go.
When Anna's not breaking her bail conditions, she lives in a flat in a hostel for the homeless.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Anna's room.
Anna's one of 8 siblings who are all adopted. She started rebelling in her teens, left school with no qualifications, and fell out with her adoptive parents. And because she refused to play ball with probation, she was jailed for a month. Enough time to write a diary.
Things that I was writing. This getting released on Friday. Most probably get put in a hostel or something. If not, looks like night on the streets.
This really wasn't how Anna wanted things to turn out.
I think things are getting out of control with, like, drinking. It's hard to break out of it. Like, When I'm upset about something, I just keep it all bottled up until one thing like makes me snap, and then I just lash out at anything. Don't want to spend the rest of my life in and out of prison, being homeless or whatever, do you know what I mean? I don't want to spend I want to eventually get somewhere in life.
Back in Lancashire, Chorley lads Wayne Baines and Tony Ryan are also thinking about where it all went wrong. Wayne was one of Britain's youngest ever Asbos. He got it when he was just 12. So school wasn't a big priority.
I got expelled on my first day and I didn't even care. Turned up at school on a stolen motorbike, smoking a stick at the gate, and then pulled a knife out on my first day. From the age of like 10, my life was just ruined because I wasn't thinking.
Tony's never had an Asbo. They weren't around when he started being a very bad lad. But like Wayne, he was also expelled from school.
But the best thing was, 7, 8 years later, after I left that school, I went back to my school teaching a 6-month DJ course. And they didn't know it was me that was going to be turning up, obviously. And when I turned up, the faces dropped. It was like, what are you doing back? So that was a nice little dig back at my school, getting paid £28 an hour off them.
Now Tony's using those skills to break away from all this. Every spare moment, he's writing rap lyrics.
Obviously, normally if I'm not working, you know, then that's the only thing I can do, music. Because it's shit round here, like I said, mate, there's nothing else to do. Just try and keep my mind active while doing that. But it doesn't wander and lead to me doing bad things and silly things. I.e. getting in trouble. Shit like that.
Shot.
Oh.
But while Wayne and Tony are trying to make something of their lives, both their mums are hardly role models. Tracy Halliday, Wayne's mum, has recently been jailed for repeatedly preying on vulnerable elderly men for cash. And so too has Tony's mum. Now they both have Asbos to stop them doing it again.
Sorry, go on, love.
But Tracy, who has problems with booze and drugs, says the Asbo's really not helping.
Who do you think you are, Black? Black?
Go on, eat something, you skinny little runt.
Alcoholics, you know, I feel like I'm not trusted by anyone, you know, and I'm not a bad person, to be honest, you know, and it does really upset me. It's got me that way now that I don't even want to come out. I'd sooner be in prison than have the Asbo. I think it works on some people, but it does on others, you know, which me and my son, I don't think it works on us, you know, and I think it's a cruel thing to put somebody through.
But in the northeast, there's an Asbo that does appear to have worked. Caroline Cartwright was given a 4-year Asbo because she made too much noise during sex with husband Steve. And because she wouldn't stop, she ended up in jail.
The lads in blue was knocking on the door and then we let him in and I was asking what we were doing. So I just turned around and said we're having sex in our own house.
When we got to the police station, they went into the yard and he opened the door and he said, we're going to have to stop laughing now when we go in to the custody suite. So we were trying not to laugh when we went in.
It's just, I don't know, it's just silliness. Daft, I think.
There could be a real crime going on somewhere while they're wasting the time arresting me.
Caroline was made to live in a bail hostel twice after being held on remand in a prison with murderers.
I would have been judgmental of people before that had been in prison before I got locked up. But when you're actually in there and you talk to people and you realise the stories behind why they're there, a lot of them, not everybody, but a lot of them, It makes you realise that anybody can end up there. I don't see why I should stop having sex in my own house with someone I've been married to for 30 years. I'm sure there could be a lot worse things I could be doing. I mean, they all thought that it was stupid that I was in prison.
But the Asbo has worked. This headboard no longer bangs against the wall.
When I came back to the house, I'd been in the bail accommodation. You know, I couldn't stand the thought that he was going to get in the bed if we weren't going to have sex.
She can't bear to cuddle me. Just in case it all kicks off again.
I can't just cuddle up, because I know I'm on sex. Because before you only used to have to touch me.
I know.
It's too embarrassing.
Legs open.
That's what you always used to say, wasn't it, about me? As soon as you touched me, then the legs would be open. Well then, there you go.
Oh, Christ.
Steve and Caroline really don't know whether to laugh or cry. Gloucestershire farmer Jeremy Audrey is definitely not in the mood for laughter.
How'd I do? How'd I do?
After being given an Asbo because villagers said his sheep were a nuisance, his free-roaming flock has now run into serious trouble.
Get up. Shh. Now go back up the road now.
The Asbo's now expired, but 60 of his sheep have been rounded up by the police, using a 150-year-old law to tackle stray cattle. And because it's lambing season, that is a disaster.
Now this ewe had slipped her 2 lambs dead. This is from being chased about by the police. Born before time, only little thing. And there's the mother. It's terrible, it makes me, well, I can cry. Is the police allowed to do this? Look at the ewe, look, she can't stand. She's too weak to stand. Look. She's crying, look, she's crying. She's crying over their dead lambs. Terrible, I just don't want to see no more of it. It upsets anybody. Another 1 year, I've slipped her lamb. And there's the lamb just here, I'll show you.
Jeremy's convinced the trauma of the police raid in the middle of the night caused most of this.
This ewe here's died from twin lamb disease. Died in the night, still warm. What am I going to expect? 3 weeks of this.
Jeremy'd usually expect to lose a couple of lambs, but this season, 18 lambs and 2 ewes died. The police say they're investigating what happened.
Anyway, I'm going back to the van. There's nothing else we can do here.
The police still have more than half his flock, worth something like 5 grand. Jeremy can get them back, but it'll cost him dear.
He said, we want £3,695 plus £1 a day for keeping them, plus £200 for not being with them. So what do I do next? Do I go through legal course and try and take the police to court?
In Oxford, Asbo Anna is also thinking about going to court. But that's because she's got into yet another scrape. Probably.
I've been accused of fucking whatever you call it, but being off my face, I don't know if I did it or not. The bits I remember, drinking, being out, and then obviously police turning up.
One thing is certain though, Anna has been charged with burgling a shop.
Legal high shop down that road. They just said that a witness heard a noise, some stuff got taken, and they come to the conclusion that I was involved. When the police arrested me, I kicked off. But no one likes being arrested, do you know what I mean? Well, obviously, drinking makes the situation 10 times worse. I'm pissed off at myself that the situation happened, but obviously no one put a gun to my head and forced me to drink. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, it's one of the ones where I've gone over my limit, and I have ended up in trouble, which again, from the beginning, was non-intended. But I don't even know for sure if I've done it yet, so do you know what I mean? I just find out. Probably the worst case scenario would be prison again. No point worrying about it. I drive myself crazy worrying about stuff. Stress about all the rules. I hate them. I really hate rules.
This is where it all began. This is where it all began.
Back in Lancashire, the Chorley boys are booked in for a session at a recording studio.
Yeah, dizzy and that.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Tony's laying down his latest rap about a town they call Asbo Central.
Wally, how are you, mate?
How you doing?
You alright, Wally?
So, what do we need to do first?
First of all, I think just lay that verse down. I've been away for a little bit now, but Tony's back like spines. Took a nickel 2 years up, but round here, yeah, they all still check my rhymes. That's just a track about round here, people tell lies and not telling it how it is. And then obviously we've got the Asbo track to work on as well. No aims in life, so they don't set targets. Silly sod straight, living the hardest. Single mums with no heat and no carpets. It's just about how they're living round here. Not me personally, but kids and parents and families around here, that's how we're living. Swarming with life with the new age Spartans. So listen up, F many of meet. It's Charlie Town, not Benefit Street. All the same, all these girls, many. Oh, for fuck's sake.
All your drinks there, bro.
See, these are fresh this afternoon, these fresh. Right, get the pen and paper out. Ash, obviously, you're right, bars, anyway.
Tony's trying to build a career in music, and he's happy to involve Wayne, who got his Asbo when he was 12, and the rest of the crew.
In Chorley, a lot of people are involved in music, whether it not just be my type of music, you know. Music is probably like a good thing to get people off the streets and keep people busy out here, you know.
Hate snitches, especially ones that date rape bitches. That's why Jamie licked a brick off your head, ended up with multiple stitches.
And I'm trying to do the music, steal my team's pedaling in. But we ain't racing the bikes. Mucha. Ah, fuck it, I'll do it next time, bro.
Yeah, man, cool.
Come see y'all when you're sleeping, slit your throat, washing little girls peeping. Don't give a fuck if your wife is weeping. Slit your throat, washing little girls peeping. Don't give a fuck if your wife is weeping.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So the lyrics are laid down. Next up, there's a video to film before Tony's Asbo rap will be ready for release.
This is a view you've never seen before. This is our bionic bar. This is part spaceship, part cruise ship. This changes everything. Until the 31st of January, our 2015 European cruises are all-inclusive, ATOL protected.
In the Army, we can train you for hundreds of different roles. With thousands of jobs available now, there's more than one way to be the best. Apply now. Search Army Jobs.
At B&Q, we've got loads of great paint offers to unleash your inner painter. Like Dulux 2.5 litre standard coloured emulsion. Get 2 tins for just £22. Or all Crown 2.5 litre standard coloured emulsion, now better than half price. Grab a tin for just £9. And if that hasn't got your brush tingling, you should see what else we've got in store. So roll on 2015 and get that resolution done. Unleash the B&Q in you.
Tonight, everyone is looking for the same man. Praised by many, respected by all. This man has money, power, and influence. He sets clear priorities. That's why he's gone home tonight to watch a movie with his family.
It's Duracell versus leading zinc batteries in the ultimate Furby challenge. Compared to all the batteries Mum's used, you could power Furby for up to 10 times longer with just one pack of Duracell Ultra Power. Because one Duracell can outlast up to 10 leading zinc batteries. Duracell lasts longer, up to 10 times longer. And because every child deserves a happy Christmas, this year Duracell are helping to power smiles for the children supported by Bernardo's. Like Duracell, you can help too. Go online to see how.
Peace up, you gotta get a crew in here, you gotta get a crew in here. Peace up, bro. Good, yeah.
On the streets of Chorley, Tony Ryan's shooting a video for his latest track, an Asbo rap.
Boy, you good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's good shit, yeah.
Good, man, yeah.
So, first location, walking straight down there.
Yeah, I think coming up.
The track's inspired by the realities of life in a town that these guys call Asbo Central.
Could have easily done a music video, sat in a nightclub with strippers or whatever, you know, that's not what we're about, mate. We're not about Ferraris and bottles of champagne and that, you know, we're not living that lifestyle, so it's pointless doing a video of that lifestyle because that's not real to me, and so what's real to me is walking through town every day.
Right, ready when you are, mate.
I'm the coldest and you know this, Tony's no novice. I'ma show this middle finger up to showbiz cause I owe this like the Arnold Centre. Straight up, I'ma blow this. Now the music's kicking off, I got a bag for the roadies. Tuesday I'm still skip with a pack for the rollies. My estate's full of snakes, with a black flag, most of the homies. The blind with the road. Town is labelled like, is one of the worst in country, I think, for Asbo, or it was at one point, do you know what I mean? Full of snakes, it's full of backstabbers and it's full of fucking idiots. That's what's real, mate, to be honest. You know, there's nothing bad. I'm not glorifying on condoning no criminal or violent acts, nothing like that. I'm just telling it how it is, that's how it is.
In Oxford, despite her antisocial behaviour order, Anna Matson's troubles have caught up with her again. She's back at a local nick, charged with assault and burgling a shop to get legal highs.
Not too sure how I'm feeling. Hopefully it'll be alright. You just got to hope, really, ain't you? That's my solicitor, and see you if I come out, innit?
2 hours later, the assault's been dropped and the bail conditions on the burglary charge have been relaxed.
Not to enter Marston Street. That's the only condition I've got. So my curfew is all gone.
Anna could still end up in jail, but for now she's had a bit of a result. And it's not long until her Asbo runs out.
Hopefully, when that's all done, unless someone applied for it to be reapplied, it's all done. Do you know what I mean? Not having to be careful what I say anymore. Obviously, do you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not saying, oh yeah, fucking go do whatever and smash things up and do whatever that Asbo was telling me not to do. Because that'd be naughty. But no, just hopefully, and I know these words have come out my mouth before, but hopefully it's all over.
Unit, bring him up.
But it's not all over for Gloucestershire Forester Jeremy Audrey. He was given an Asbo because villagers said his free-roaming flock was a nuisance. And now the police have sold off the 60 sheep that they seized in a nighttime raid, worth maybe $5 grand.
You just can't go around taking people's property like that. I'm not breaking the law. I've got every right to run the sheep in the forest. My sister sent him a letter now, because he believes it's an unlawful seizure, and we're waiting to hear back from the police. Yeah, I should fight this just like the Asbo, yeah. Yeah.
The police confirm they're looking into the complaint, And Jeremy is not backing down.
I'd rather go to jail, and I just took it from me. This is my life, and that's it. And Asbo was never going to stop me doing what I want to do.
And back in Lancashire, there's more evidence that Asbos don't always stop antisocial behaviour. Wayne Baines, who is one of Britain's youngest ever Asbos, has been jailed for harassing his girlfriend. His mum, who currently has her own Asbo, says what every mum would say.
Wayne is very, very, very lovable. He is a very lovable lad. He really is. Everyone in Chorley loves Wayne.
And Jamie Smith, another Chorley boy and mate of Wayne and Tony, a man who had 2 Asbos as a teenager, is also spending time at Her Majesty's pleasure.
16 months. Shout out to Georgie and Itchy boy, HMP Woman. 16 months. 16 man.
I just know that he's been fighting with police and stuff. He's a bit wild, he's a bit crazy when he's had a drink and that, you know what I mean? He's a fucking loose cannon, to be honest.
Jamie's been banged up for violent crimes, but when he does finally get out, he could then face Asbo number 3.
He'll be out in fucking 6 Saturdays, raving again. It's a vicious circle. Obviously there's people that break out of it, you've got to want to do it yourself. There's 2 paths, you know, there's a criminal path that we've all been down and that, but I broke free from that and back on my music path, and that's all I strive for. Yo! Bam! I think that's it, bro. That's a wrap. That's everything done. Let's do that, G.